All right, Jannik Sinner has won in Halle, his first ever ATP Tour title on grass, beating Hurkacz in a close 7-6, 7-6 final. And in Queens, Tommy Paul also wins his first ever ATP 500 title and his first title on grass in a great match over Lorenzo Musetti. They were great finals. It was a great day of tennis to be had on the grass. So we're going to break down these matches, what they mean going into Wimbledon for Jannik Sinner and Tommy Paul, and just get you caught up to date. Here is the slice. Let's get stuck into it. Welcome to the slice presented by Betway. Thanks for helping us put on the show, Betway. More to come on that later. The slice, if you have not yet, subscribe. That helps us out, and it shows there's scientific studies out there showing that if you subscribe to the slice, you actually become a better tennis player. It's weird. Might as well try it out. And speaking of subscribers, I offended a few Italians in our last video previewing the finals here, talking about Jannik Sinner and about Lorenzo Musetti. And I did not mean to do that. Trust me, I've offended a lot of people in the past because I say what I think. A lot of it comes down to Djokovic fans. Love you. But I did not mean any disrespect to Jannik Sinner when I said he's the number one on paper. What I meant is I was trying to pose the question of who's like the top most informed player coming into Wimbledon. Is it Carlos Alcaraz because he just won at French Open beating Jannik Sinner? And I said Jannik Sinner is the number one on paper, but I didn't mean it that he shouldn't be the real number one. He's clearly the number one player in the world based on obviously the points and the rankings. But since Wimbledon last year, his record speaks for itself. I think he only has 8 losses. And yeah, he's been the best player for sure. There's no question there in my mind. And I meant no disrespect. And Lorenzo Musetti, yeah, he does have flair. He is funny. I do love him though. I love his game. I love the way he plays. I love the passion he plays with because I'm the exact same way when I play. So much love to Italy. No need to have offense there. Now, on to the results of your Italian stallion, Jannik Sinner. That name used to be reserved for Matteo Berrettini, but I think Jannik has taken it over. He is a grass court menace. I mean, he's always been, he's obviously been dominant on the hard courts, winning Australia, playing unbelievably good on quicker hard courts. And coming into the grass and with his past success, you think he should be super effective on the grass. And he just won Halle, beating last year's champion, Hurkacz. And I did tweet out during the tournament, this could be a final of Wimbledon, basically, with the way that these two guys can play on the grass. But Jannik Sinner, to me, showed this week that his movement on the grass surface is up to snuff to really do damage against anyone. I'll be breaking down, I'll have a video later in the week about how his movement on grass has evolved and how it's at the level now where I think he's, can definitely win Wimbledon, and he's going to be, I think, my favorite going into it because of this. Alcaraz won the Queens last year, then won Wimbledon. Is Sinner going to win Halle this year and then win Wimbledon? We'll have to see, wait and see. But that was a great performance and match from him today. 7-6, 7-6. That's grass court tennis. Hard to break, especially with the Hurkacz hammer that he's dropping down. So that was a great match from Sinner. Tommy Paul, TP Swizzle, TP Smooth, takes home the title in Queens, and it's a huge one for him. It's his 3rd title of his career. It's his first ATP 500. It's first title on grass, and his game is awesome on grass. He's got such great feel in general, and he's got such variety in his game. It really is accentuated on the grass, and it's so fun to watch. That match against Lorenzo Musetti, it didn't maybe look as tight, 6-1, 7-6, but that first set, Tommy just played great. Both guys were hitting amazing shots, super clean tennis. Both guys were playing great, and I think Tommy was just a little bit more solid in that first set. And then Tommy was up. He was serving it out at 5-4 and couldn't do it because Lorenzo Musetti smashed a couple unbelievable returns mainly. I think he had like 3 returns in that game that he broke. 2 of them were just clean winners. One of them was huge and kind of took the racket out of Tommy's hand. Did Tommy get tight? Maybe a little, but I think it was a lot of Musetti just playing with nothing to lose and stepping up. That was absolutely crazy. But Tommy hangs on, doesn't let another break happened, gets it to a tiebreaker, and then plays more solid in the tiebreaker. But it was super close. He had match points, didn't convert in the tiebreaker, and then he did. So that was a great match. That was a great final, and so was the final in Halle, where Jannik Sinner won. Let's look at some of the stats from Halle. So as we saw, Sinner took out Zhang on the way there. Hurkacz took out Zverev. A lot of 7-6 sets in these matches because that's what happens on grass. It is hard to break. Sinner versus Hurkacz. Let's look at the serve rating. That is crazy. 331 for Sinner to 299 for Hubie. 10 aces for Sinner, 13 for Hubie, but first serve percentage, 65% in, but a 94% first serve win rate for Sinner. He only lost 3 points on serve against Hurkacz, and Hurkacz won 79%, so under 80% on his first serve. So what does that tell you? Well, to me, that tells you that Sinner's serve is amazing. Hubert Hurkacz probably, definitely needs to increase his returning percentage, probably just blocking more back in play. But the problem with Sinner is even if you block it back in play, even if it's a perfect block, Sinner's so good from the baseline, so dominant with his ground strokes that you're still behind the 8 ball. So winning only 3 points on Sinner's first serve is, it's going to be hard to win, but it still went to 2 tie breaks. So that is pretty crazy. Second serve points won 68% for Sinner too. So just very dominant on his serve. There's no breaks in the match. That's crazy. Sinner did get 3 break points on the Hurkacz serve, and conversely, Hurkacz got 1 break point, wasn't able to convert. How could you when they're bombing it like that? And then I do not think they showed the other points really, like winners and unforced errors, but this shows you a bit about how big the serving was in that Halle final and how impressive Sinner's serve continues to be. We kind of know about Hurkacz's. It's an absolute hammer. It's why he was able to take out Roger Federer and give him a bagel in 2021. Anyways, that's what happened in Halle. In London, in Queens, Tommy Paul, 6-1, 7-6, 10-8 over Musetti in the tiebreak. This is a big match for Tommy Paul. The serve rating, these guys don't bomb it as big as those other guys, obviously, but 296 rating for Tommy Paul. First serve percentage, 68%, winning 77% of those first serves that he got in, which is a pretty good percentage, better than Musetti's. This did have breaks. Tommy Paul got broke once when he was serving for the match, and he broke Musetti 3 times. So that was mostly in the first set, obviously. The points here, they break it down for the Queens match. And you can see how clean this match was. 17 winners to 6 unforced errors for Tommy Paul. Only 6 unforced errors in 2 sets of play. That's amazing. 24 winners for Musetti. Like I said, he was crushing the ball. 10 unforced errors. But still, a great ratio. That's just a lot of winners. What is that? 41 winners between the two of them in 2 sets of tennis. That is worth the price of admission on its own, I would say. So super clean ball striking. Good match from Musetti. He's going to have a lot of confidence going into Wimbledon. And Tommy gets another title. And that was a focus. Brad Stein, friend of the show, said, focus for him is, he's got his ranking up. Now he's the number 1 ranked American, which is a big deal. But he made the semifinals of Australia in 2023 last year, got his ranking up. But Brad was saying he wants to win more titles. That's key for him, and it's hard to do on the ATP Tour. He wins earlier this year, and now he wins in Queens at the ATP 500 level. So that's huge for him. I'm hearing that he is traveling to Eastbourne. He may play. He's planning to play, but you never know until they take the court. But who knows? He won there last year. Maybe he'll defend and walk into Wimbledon with 2 grass court trophies, which would be pretty crazy. So anyways, that is my reaction to Jannik Sinner taking home the trophy in Halle and Tommy Paul doing so in Queens. Great performances from both those guys, and they're going to be ones to watch at Wimbledon for sure. We'll be coming to you here on The Slice with our power rankings going into Wimbledon. We'll be coming with a podcast soon. Stay tuned for that. Other than that, thanks for being here. This is The Slice presented by Betway, and that is what you need to know.